So how long does it take? So it's at Fight Zone. I imagine you get your first exposure to the MMA class too. So how long does that? How what's the gap between like you starting jiu-jitsu and then MMA catching your eye?
I think it was around the time after I first competed in BJJ. I don't know. I used to always see the MMA class on the mats because we used to have there was two sections of the mat, two parts. So one side would be BJJ, and the other side would be MMA or whatever class was running at the time. And it just looked fun. And I wanted to see how, you know, grappling works in a striking, in a MMA context, right? Because I want to see how good. I don't want to be one-dimensional.
Yeah.
And I always felt like in BJJ you can't really use your full athletic abilities. You know, your reaction time, your speed, your power, things like that. You can't really utilize your full athleticism. You know, but in MMA you can more so. I think, and I just love the feeling of I don't know, just mixing different martial arts. And I had zero striking. I have zero striking background, so I wanted to learn a little bit of striking, and yeah, just got started.
And how difficult was that transition though? So like obviously you're used to the jiu-jitsu training. So now when you're starting, I guess there's a different way of training in MMA, but also you're dealing with the strikes. Like, I guess if you're sparring and you're on the ground, you're drilling stuff. How did you find that coming into that?
I'm not sure. I was just always. It was just fun. I just found it fun. It's a different challenge, definitely, because what you get taught in jiu-jitsu does not necessarily work in MMA. You will never ever like pull guard, or very rarely, unless your jiu-jitsu is very high level. But pulling guard is just complete no, because if you're getting punched in the face, it will, changes things real quick. So it was just a new challenge. It was just like you frame things in a different way, because jiu-jitsu is very points based. You know, you have to pass guard, you have to get two hooks in if you want to get the points, and these things don't matter at all in MMA.
Yeah.
You know, damage and control matters the most, and staying in top position and dominant positions. So you frame things in a different way when you start doing MMA.
So, and that's also like, so you start working with Stuart Austin in there. How was it like working with him?
You know what? He was always he's a very friendly person. So from day one, you always felt welcome. You know, and I think that's the main reason why I probably kept coming back to the classes, because he gave a lot of encouragement, and he never pushes anyone to compete in MMA. He never pushes anyone. I think it's very important that it has to be your choice. You know, I remember I was training in his classes like day in day out, and I kept on wondering when he was gonna ask for me to compete or something like that. But so I had to ask him myself, and it made me realize, he doesn't really want to push this on anyone, because MMA is very it's a brutal sport, man, and you know it's not easy, and it has to be your choice. I think if coaches push it on you too early, you might have a one fight and just decide never to do it again.
Yeah.
You might just quit. But if it's your choice, you're gonna take the obstacles as they come, and take everything in your stride.
Who else are you working with in that MMA team at Fight Zone?
It was mainly just Stuart, but we do obviously have our grappling coaches, and that they do help. Like Nico, he does help with us in no-gi classes. He will focus on positions where it's beneficial in MMA rather than just jiu-jitsu. So they do help at Fight Zone. Yeah.
And like teammates?
Teammates wise, well, the landscape's changed over the years. I mean, in terms of the people who still have stuck about from when I first started to now, it's very few in number. I think at the beginning there was a few heavyweights, and then obviously we've got guys like Mario coming in, Mario Pinto. He's competing on the same card as me as the main event. There's other few heavyweights coming in, and it's good to have those kind of bodies in there. You know, we've had Louis Sutherland, a few other heavyweights that have been a part of the team, and they do help.
I feel like I've seen you get some work in at Diesel Gym too.
Yeah, Diesel Gym. That's during Ramadan. With Sabir and guys like that, Muhyiddin and things like that, Imran, we do get some work in.
Yeah. How did you find that experience working with those guys?
They're good. They're good because they train under Daniel Sam.
Yeah.
And what he does, I've been to a few Daniel Sam sessions. Like they're very rigorous on conditioning and things like that. So the sessions are always tough.
Yeah.